Three, two, one, go. Hello everyone. Hello. Welcome to our weekly Q&A webinar with me, with Alex Koloskov. I'm glad that we got many people here, and I'm so glad to see that so many of you took the challenge. So today will be our first challenge review, and we'll go from there. Yes, thank you, Betsy. So if you see me well, if you hear me well, please post plus on the chat. I know that everything is fine, and we'll start right now. Ada, Gary, Pascal, Haitam, Thomas, Brian, hello guys. Okay, now we do have this, and I managed to sort Facebook stream correctly. It's actually easy, guys. If you you all on Facebook, it's I don't know why I didn't think about this before, but when you go to any group or whatever, usually here it's most relevant posts, which is cool, most relevant, but who's deciding what is relevant for me? In my case, I click new post. So it's a cool find, even for personal life, because sometimes posts coming again and again, the same post and stuff. Okay, all this was there, so we starting from here, right? Hey. Okay, all is good, and the first one will be Nairi. Got some jewelry. This is the result. This is another result. I think this is, it's post-production as well. And this is the way that you shoot. So it's really hard for me to see how you took this shot. Took this image. But I see at least something that is very kind of basic, I would say, lighting setup, especially basic diffusers. Nothing wrong to use such diffusers, but there is a problem with them when you use them on jewelry or any glossy. If it's not overexposed, the diffuser, like this, the wrinkles will stuff, it will be visible on your metal, on the shiny metal, the reflection of it. Or you need to just blow it with the light, which is not good. So it's not gonna work for you in long term, okay? Long run. You need to definitely replace it. And let's look about this. So look, gemstones that you got is really good. And by the way, I really would like to see what you got out of the camera. So straight out of the camera image, please include it, guys, when you submit for the review. It makes big difference, really, because I mostly talk about lighting techniques, and here I may, maybe this is almost straight out of the camera, but maybe it's heavily retouching, talking about the metal. Looks like it's not. Looks like this is the retouched. Actually, no, it's the same, just background change. Anyway, so gemstones, the little ones, looks great. They shiny, they way brighter than metal. The metal doesn't look so well, and what I see is just relatively plain reflection from something. Most likely it's just let me see, your table. Oh yeah, I don't see it. So it was laying on something, and on this angle, camera is here, your bracelet is there. It was reflecting the bottom, okay? So whatever you put around, it didn't really work for your metal, it worked only for gemstones, which is good. But all these diffusers that you had around didn't work well. And since you have a very basic lighting setup, I have something for you. It's suggestion to use a cone instead of all this piece of strange stuff that you have. You can, and we'll have few more jewelry images. Same thing, guys. Get do-it-yourself cone. Create a cone. Do-it-yourself cone calculator on Google. There are That's different type of cone, but the idea is the same, right? You can see how it's done. This is the calculator. I can actually, it's a cool one, so you can cut correctly. You need to cut it using Savage plastic. It's okay, Savage Transloom plastic. Yeah, you just find it somewhere. It's heavyweight. Get heavyweight. This is medium. You got heavyweight. Create a cone and you'll be good. How to use it? There is a course. It's called Jewelry Photography for Weddings. It's not really for weddings. It's a cool. All these images. Look at this. All these images I got. I shoot using no tripod, nothing. It was just a cone that I connected to the lens, really like hood on the lens, and a few speed lights, or only one speed light sometime. Take a look, okay? If you want super cool discount, you can use code called back to school. I reactivated it. Back to school. Back to school, okay? Back, then 2-digit school. It will get you 50% off since you're here, guys. For those of you who want to find out how, because this is, it will be easier for you to shoot better images than you have all this stuff around. The course is good for people who doesn't have professional diffusers and equipment. Just a few speed lights and something very basic, okay? Because you need to have a little bit better light in here. Okay, you need to have better reflections. It's good. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's good, considering what you have, the stuff that you use. But you need to learn how to create gradients, how to create highlights on it, dark areas, and on the cone it will be easier for you. Good work. More attention to the metal. And of course, clean these strange reflections, the dark one and stuff. This is good, but you need to have high contrast gradient. The background is cool, but I would use bluish on one side, because you have this little accent. I mean, you have this little whatever gemstones, like moonstones or whatever. I think something similar to that color will work better here. Just my opinion. Okay. So, next one. I'll be rather quick because we have so many submissions. And of course, the challenge will be reviewed for sure. I hope I can make everything. But we'll see. So, this one from Sean. There is no lighting setup. Welcome to the group. First time posting. Welcome to as a contributor for the group. It's good. It's good. It just has, for my taste, a little bit too many things, and it's like two different, really different types of subject that you shoot. Something dark, like dark bottle, this whatever you call it, cask, or what is this? It's cool with all this propane, and then these two really bright bottles. For me, they doesn't really come well together. It almost like there should be two shots, two images instead of one. Really, when you shoot like this, one with this stuff, and one with kind of dark and moody, or maybe 3 subjects only: the glass with the beer or whatever, and these two things. Because what's the reason to have the bottle and then this can? Can doesn't play well here. That's first thing, okay? My opinion. Then, as usual, I'd like to see ovals instead of lines. This is the line, talking about the liquid. It's just a straight line. On cylindrical glass, it's not a straight line. We all know that it should be oval. We need to look a little bit from top or a little from the bottom. In this case, I think it will work a little bit from the bottom, a little bit more. I kind of keep saying this all the time. A little bit more, okay? Then the top. You see, you crop top really tight, too tight, okay, to my taste. And you have some stuff, for example, on this side, a little bit too much. I would do a little bit different crop. The left side is great. I would crop a little bit more on the right side, just a little bit, like somewhere, you know, somewhere like that maybe. And actually, well, let's do a better crop. So I would make it somewhere like this, okay? So this would be my crop. Of course, on top is background. This is the best. And I would remove this. Really, I would take this away. And pull this probably somewhere in between. Well, change the composition. Okay? Other than this, technically, it's not bad. I mean, it's good. It's good. You still have a challenge to shoot, you know, glass and high glossy things with gradients, with stuff. I don't see any gradients here. However, it may be not necessary because of the composition. It's kind of, it may look good as you have it with some, I don't know what kind of light it was, but probably just a few soft boxes. It's not like the light that we craft for, we create for glossy things, okay? But since I don't have the lighting set up, this is it. But it's good work. It's good work. Next one. Okay, that's fun. Then, hide them. You are first, who said hello. And your result. It's good. I like the background, you know, the way that you did. You see, anything will work as a gobo. This is probably not the professional photography gobo, but why not? It works perfectly. And it's cool. So snoot, gobo on the background. Okay. The whole, I see it's probably lightweight plastic Savage, right? You touch it here, it's all good. The opening a little bit wide. I think it may benefit if you close it a little bit more. We'll see. Because I mean, just good enough to stick your lens. And the result. No, actually, no, gradients are fine. Gradients are fine. The crop here, really, the only thing that really jumps on me in terms of improving it, I would crop it like that. Yes. Like this. Really. This is the way to crop it. Is it? Yeah, it's out of focus. Okay, we got lost. Tracing paper. Okay, tracing paper is fine. At least for this shot, I see no issues. Look at this. I like these gradients. Yeah, nice, nice. And a little bit from the bottom. It's good. You know, the only thing. You have this wooden, it looks like, yeah, it's a wood, sort of like a table. It's not bad, but look at your perfume, right? It's probably perfume. It has this, like a black, I don't know, it's like a black wood or whatever, something that kind of expensive look, and this gold, you know, inserts. Ideally, this shouldn't have any texture. It just should be like a black, matte black, well, could be metal, could be plastic, could be wood, but without this texture. Because this texture, we all see these things on relatively inexpensive, on cheap furniture, right? Just, you know, tables, you know, all this stuff that the usual texture of wood. I think it's fake wood, but maybe not, but still, I mean, here I don't think the texture will work nicely. It will be just it's ideal situation. You can always, you know, for shots like this, I've seen, for example, of course it's in US, in this construction store, they have tail. Well, you know, the thing that you put in the bathroom. And it's black. It's black, and it has different type of texture. It's made from sort of like a concrete, but it will look great here. It's really super cool if you put here something like that. I can show you, but you got it. Tile. Oh, tile. Exactly, tile. Thank you. Okay. So next one, but this is good. It's one of my favorite. Actually, I can tell you guys, most of the submissions on the challenge is really good, and it's a little bit disturbing for me, because I need to give you more serious challenge. More serious challenge. So it will be more complicated. Yes, fake ice is there. Now N, and we got this. Okay, LED lights. Yeah, I see that you are trying to do this. With Gobo, of course, it's challenge like this, because there is no lens, there is no way to focus it anyhow. For all of you guys, let's use Amazon. Look at this. I mean, it's super cool to have it. Optical snoot or something. Let's see. So there are different types of these optical snoots. I have one from Godox. Actually, not one, two. They're really good. You see, they have. I mean, there are different ones, but with this, you can get super awesome projection of any GoBo's little one. You can create it yourself, you know, cut through foil or whatever. But because it has lenses, you can focus it, you can unfocus, you can. It's way better. Of course, there is a price for this. Yeah, I have this system, Godox, and it's beautiful. It has, you know, this is probably the best. Yeah, considering how much are you getting here, like you can get different lenses there, well, all kind of stuff. With this, it will be way easier to create any, you know, pattern, and it's worth to have it as a photographer, you know, as a studio photographer. So, and this is final image, straight out of the camera. Actually, very good result, and very good result, considering that this is your straight out of the camera image. Just very good. I see. Okay. Yeah, I mean, for me, like, the light is, I don't care what kind of light, continuous or not. I can use them both, you know, together with strobes, because yeah, I don't change to continuous lighting when I just need, for example, background light. I can put a continuous light on the background and then use strobe for the rest, because they're large, big diffusers, large softboxes. Just, you know, shut off the studio light, get longer exposure, shutter speed, and that's it. So this is good. And yeah, then you clean all this. So it's still good, however, and this middle that you made brighter, which is probably good because it's here it was a little bit too dark. That's fine. You cleaned it and you make it brighter. The gradients that you have on both sides, they get a little bit dimmer because of this. If you look at this image, where the metal is more shiny, I mean this too. This, the right one, has shinier metal, even though probably you didn't touch it and you didn't make it dimmer on the left one. It's just because of the how eyes works, right? We have darker areas next to it and we immediately perceive it as something brighter. So if you brighten this part, I think it will be good if you make this little bit more contrast. Not everything is brighter, but the side, this is brightest one, basically the outer edge, keep it really bright and make this when it goes to the center darker. So a little bit more contrast gradient. Dodge and burn, whatever you can do this in Photoshop. It will make this little bit the metal a little bit more shinier, more contrast. Okay. What else? Different. Okay, let me grab this. The side, you know, this line and this line, you see they look a little bit different. One has sharp edge, another side doesn't have. It's good to have both. It's really, it will help, it will be like more defining. So you can draw this line over here and make it dark, same way as here. Then, as usual, this is straight line. It's a cylinder. Guys, do it. I mean, change the angle. I mean, it's crazy, right? How people don't see it? It will look nicer. I mean, it's not a big mistake, but it will look nicer if it would like this. No, really, it will look nicer, you know? Just think about it. It will have more volume. Don't you see this? There, it's straight shooting. And maybe you'll have something there, or maybe other way. Yeah, I don't know. Depending on your lens, focal length. If it's wide lens, wide angle, like 30 millimeters, you can get even in the middle and have both arcs, just different direction on top and the bottom. If it's a longer lens, you just go lower a little bit. But I don't care about the bottom. This is more important because the shot is cool. Then the whole composition. I'm thinking about your colors. And you know, I'm against, well, I wouldn't do this against, not right. I wouldn't do such colors for this such subject. This is gold, okay? Gold and black, yellow and black. With yellow and black, again, you can use that color, Adobe Color wheel, right? To see what kind of colors it will work nicely with it. But ideally, something bluish will work with the yellow. For example, complementary palette. Complementary palette is a great because it has the most different, the most contrast colors. They have blue. Maybe not exactly this blue, but you see what I'm saying? It's kind of gives you the idea what kind of color you may use for the background to make it more standing out. So I'm not sure what the red is doing there. There is no harmony rule, right? It's all harmony rules here. That actually a little bit green. No, there is no red. I don't see red on any of this. If we take yellow as granted, I mean yellow should be preserved. Actually, we have a little bit reddish square. Okay, compound is actually a cool one. So I would use something blue and orange, for example. Blue and orange, probably. Well, not sure about the third one. Really not sure. And it will be, I think, more interesting. Okay. Other than this, good work. Good work. Let's go to the next one. So Norbert. How it's interesting how we get this font here. So first picture. Welcome as a contributor to the group. What I can tell, it's moody, it's nice. There is not much for me to talk about technical side because this is matte. It's easy shot. You get any light, and you don't have actually, I mean, you didn't submit the way that you shoot it, light and setup, I didn't see it, but probably have two lights since we have light on the left and light on the center right a little bit. So you have two lights. I even have an idea what is this. I mean, if it's kind of moody, but it's not probably not gonna work as a single shot. You need to have series of shots to tell the story what it is. If it's a device, you know, it's like a hero shot for advertisement or whatever. But it's nice. You can see how easy to shoot stuff which is relatively glossy. I mean, non-glossy when it's matte. It's easy. It's truly easy. The good thing that you have black background, you know, and well, everything is black. I don't know. It's hard to find something to improve here. There is nothing to improve. It's good. The only thing, the issue that I have no idea what it is. And we all product photographers, so make sure that I know next time. Alrighty. Carrie, you see how fast I am? I have stuff to talk. First time, and it's great. Yeah, you have big softbox. Really big softbox for this. Little one, little whatever is that, cosmetic. But I understand when you shoot people mostly. And so softbox on one side, reflector on another side. You have some spotlight, which is, it was snoot, right? I've seen it. A little one for the background. And we have all these flowers. And this is the final one, right? Yes, this is the final result. So, it's not bad. I mean, it's kind of common, but something is not, well, probably those roses. They're too big and too white, too bright. They kind of take my attention. I'm looking at the roses, they look nice, and unfortunately they are not real ones. I mean, it's unless I don't see it, it's perfect, but yeah, it's too perfect. It's artificial, and especially leaves, I think it takes, I mean, that idea to have artificial. You know, in general, artificial flowers and all the stuff works okay for propping, but you need to make sure they're a little bit out of focus. So we shouldn't see that this is artificial. Otherwise, it kills everything. So compositionally, it's bad. You don't need to use things that close to your subject and to be artificial. Or it should be nobody should notice it. Well, again, if I'm wrong, then I'm really wrong, but I see it as artificial. Okay, and they're too big. So it should be something smaller, something that will take less attention to the subject. Talking about your background, this thing, it's cool. It doesn't go all the way through, so it's just like a spot on the corner. Ideally, I would like to see those light beams go across the whole subject, and remember, even underneath it. It was the brief, and we approach this as you would do work for the client. You understand it? So I send you, for example, I'm client. I'm ready to pay you $5,000 for the series of shots for this cosmetic. I love it. It's our first product. We want to launch our website and stuff. And I gave you the idea. I sent you the product. And imagine that we didn't talk after that. And you sent me this picture. So I'm saying, okay, where is my beams, light beams coming through? They're not there. So you didn't follow the brief. Which is, it's fine because we learn it. But if you want to kind of try to get in the shoes of real assignment, try to do this next time as close as it was in a brief, because with the client you have very little room. Actually, guys, this is one of the things that I didn't like in product photography when we work with especially with relatively good clients and or like agencies that knows everything. They send you a brief with full specification, what should be where, and there is no room for improvisation for a photographer. You just need to deliver what they said, and it's like you're working on somebody else's will idea, sort of. You implement it. It's cool. It's lots of maybe technical challenges, but you're not really inventing anything. You just follow the path that they sent you. So you can try to do this next time. Okay. Technically, that's good. Technically, I even see some gradient. Not perfect, but again, considering you're lighting the huge octabox, that's probably the maximum that you can do. Just even without diffuser, you probably did it with just position the way that this square, that rule of whatever light is. I keep forgetting. Anyway, it just looked darker if you don't have much light on that big octabox. It almost created the gradient here, which is good. The top is overexposed. I see some colors on my monitor. The top, it's like bluish, reddish. It tells me that it's probably too much light here, and you killed that white. It's not white anymore, it's pure white, and we try to don't do this. Little specular highlights is fine when you have no color information, but the part of the product like this pimtic on top should be completely overexposed. Okay. Same thing with being straight. You shooting straight every time, guys. You like it, shoot it straight. Keep shooting straight, but it doesn't look like a volume without the how you call it, arcs. Okay, arcs is good. Curves is better than straight lines on such photography. Okay, and that's it. And white balance, maybe because of the overexposure, but you have blue top, and I believe it's not blue, it's white. So shoot a gray card. Always shoot a gray card, so you can set correct, at least the gray card. You can set correct white balance. The best way is to shoot the color checker passport. So Carrie, thank you, good start, and yeah, let's do more. So Ephraim, hello Ephraim. It's good work, what I can tell. It's good work, and Peter, thank you for this. I completely agree with you. This little modification that Peter suggests you, it's better because it was a little bit too dark over here, and it shouldn't be just. I understood that this is probably Photoshop, or well, is it real? But anyway, we have really bright areas next to it, like glasses. It's the brightest actually part of the image, this bottom, and it shouldn't cast that much shadow because it's like so bright just next to it. I understand there is some dark area, but it's a glass, right? It's a glass. We can the light shines through it. The rest, well, it's good. I like the top, this metal thing. You can do a little bit more gradient on top, but even like this, it's fine. I can see that it's shiny metal, so no problem with this. Okay, talking about this metal. Okay. The background, you have all this in same pinkish. It's okay, really. I mean, why not? I'm just thinking, what if it would be different colors, maybe some bluish beams in it. Like we'll talk in a moment about the image with the soda can, when it was multiple lights or coming on the background. It's actually a cool idea. But anyway, what I'm saying, if our product has two main colors, blue and pink, maybe there is maybe there would be a good idea if we would have some next other color, this blue one, somewhere on the image, somewhere, some accent. Maybe this, I don't know, but probably it may be a good idea. Okay. What else? No, the rest is good. I like it. I like the way that you captured it. It's not much for me to tell. Wow! This is cool. Talking about your goba. It's huge. Okay. Right. So, Ephraim, very good work. Very good work. I think it's one of the best for all the submission. Frederick saying blue board. Yeah, maybe blue board. It may work. But very good, Ephraim. Not much for me to tell you technically, because I love it. I love it. Really. So I'll go to the next one. Nicola. First time doing products. Okay. And this is your result. Was it any post-production? I don't know. Flower on the left side. Well, it's the flower on the left side. It's just a little bit too much light that comes. You dial down your strobe. Okay, if you're talking about this shiny metal flare, it's just a little bit too much. And this is your lighting setup. Nicola, I'll tell you something. Even though your result, the product that you shoot, is good, looks relatively good. When you shoot anything that is cylindrical, that has glossy parts, bottles, could be just like a little perfume like this. It has this cylinder, right? And it's glossy. So what basically you will see in that reflection on that cylinder, of half of it that facing the camera, it will be 180 degree view on everything that you have around, including yourself, your camera, your studio, and everything. This is small image. I mean, it's little, but if you crop it right, I mean, at least tighter, maybe not that tight, but a little bit tighter, we will see here everything. And you probably, I don't know, maybe you changed the light and stuff, because what I see here is that you have your lights with light modifiers too far away from the subject. You have just enormous space in between that is not covered, and you don't control it. I mean, it's not screens, not black screens there, nothing. It will reflect your studio. With this one, it kind of works, but for others it may not. So make sure that you make things a little bit tighter. Yes, you still need to have a room. It's not like you super tight, but you need to think about how much space you can cover with your light modifiers, lights, well, screens or whatever, so you control the reflection of it. It's 180 degree view. So, okay, make sure that you kind of don't leave the studio like that. Because light with the diffuser that you put away, I don't know, like 10 feet away, it's not a diffused light anymore. It's almost like just a sort of box of spotlight, because it's too far away. Okay, it will be just a little spot reflected from that light, just because it's too far away. When you get close enough, so it covers the half of your studio, from if you look from the from your subject, point of view. Then boom, you can create diffusion, you can do whatever you want, you can do, you know, all kind of stuff. And coming back to this, you have too much light, and again, spill, actually another thing that you have, if you have your background close enough and other lights far away, you have too much light spilling on a background. I think it will be cool to have it a little bit darker here, okay? A little bit darker background. It will look better. It will have more contrast look on this. Of course, crop it. We don't need that too much on the bottom. You know, half of it can be cropped. And the whole thing, I would crop it somewhere, maybe like this, you know. So somewhere like that. This is the right crop. This is a better crop. Same thing about shooting, so there is no lines, straight lines, but oval. It's a little bit ovalish here. Actually, no, it's good. You cannot go lower because of this, so it's fine. What you can do, get closer, and with your lens, it will be more oval because, you know, you get closer, and the perspective distortion and everything will start coming up a little bit more visible, right? Whatever your lens you have, focal lens. Then you can play a little bit more highlighting all this. It's not bad here, but there is nothing really interesting going on there. Since there is facets, it's like, you know, almost like a gemstone. You can get some light behind, you know, spotlight hitting only the bottle. It will highlight things inside, and it will be some bright edges, like you already start having a little bit here, but not enough. So there is a way to play with it. And of course it should be a new one. I mean, I understand that you playing with what you have, but it's like better to have new one. You can always buy it and present to your woman. Or man, Nicola. I'm sure it's he or she, I'm sorry. Anyway, for yourself. Thank you, Frederick. Thank you. Okay, and yeah, this is not good. As a client, I don't like this propping. I don't like this food. I need something more sexier with my perfume. Okay, beams are cool. More contrast on the background, and that's it. And of course, playing a little bit better with your stuff will look better. Dark everywhere. Basically, you need Photoshop. You know, you need to clean this and stuff. Okay. Okay, good start. You know, you can do product photography for sure. Next one, Marco. Electronic cigarette. Marco, unfortunately, I don't see the like behind the scene. I don't see the actual product because I have some questions on this. For example, question about, is it matte or is it glossy? I mean, I see matte. If it's matte, then it's fine. If it's glossy, then it's not. Then what is this? What this piece that it stick in? What is that? I have no idea. And I mean, kind of, the story is not unfold. I mean, it's not really understandable what is going on there. Technically, it's cool. You have lots of light behind. You have, you know, like edge reflection. You don't have much on front, and you have heavy post-production. So for me, it's really hard to talk about your lighting. I'm not sure how it was and stuff. These lines, well, could be, but I don't know. Maybe there are some starburst type of Photoshop brushes. You can probably do it with a little bit better success instead of this, if you like, you know, something like this. Or even you can do it with, you know, real filters, but probably filters won't work here because filters will give you only for light sources, you know, the starburst. For this one, probably not enough. Make sure next time when we shoot the label is clearly visible. It's a little bit too dark. So in general, it's cool. There is a mood in it, but I'm not sure about concept. See, when you post a final image after heavy post-production, after there's some propping and do all this in Photoshop, it should be a whole story told. I mean, really, it's like it's final image. And that is not finished yet for me. Really, that's big thing. I don't know what is this. But technically, that's okay. It's okay. If it's not glossy. If it's glossy, then it's bad. Because I don't see anything glossy here except this little metal. Okay? So, if red plastic is not glossy, then it's okay. But the idea is good. It's good. Okay. Next one. Justin. Okay, Justin. Welcome to the group as a contributor. So there is a story, right? The story of the shoes of this brand. And I kind of see that story is being told. But I think you have a little bit too much things going on here. Really. It's just a little bit too many props. Simply like this. Too many props. You have like a box where everyone is like this, and even like what? 1 second. Change something. What is going on here? Why we need this? On this side, you definitely need to crop tighter, but this is not good. Okay, we never crop on the edges of the product. Never crop like this. Never crop like that. Never ever. The subject, especially main subject, shouldn't touch edges of your frame. Never. Okay. Then, what is this behind it? Is it one more bottle? I think it's a little bit too many bottles for the shoes, shot. Really. And this is what? Well, there is probably I need to read story. Let me see. Okay, so there is nothing about this specific jar. I'm not sure what it's doing there. If this is drinkable, and is it drinkable, maybe a glass will work. So composition needs to be redone next time. More room where it's need, less room like on this one where we don't need room. This box, I mean, it's a cool thing. It's a box of the shoes, but we don't need it. Really. I mean, with that propping, it doesn't make sense to put a box of the shoe this way that it kind of covers the half of the frame. Half of the frame just white reflection, white cardboard with the brand. Think how you can highlight a brand. Maybe there is something else in this brand where something to be placed on the shot to have, to be in the story, but not the box. Box is not sexy at all, and it doesn't look sexy. So it's a good exercise. You can do lots of shots like this. You need to learn the composition, you need to learn the styling and everything. Sometimes it's super hard for a photographer to do. Sometimes it's easier. It depends on how your brain wired and what's your background. For me, I always, if I want to learn something, I just go to Pinterest or somewhere where there are very cool images with lots of props, nice composition, and I look at them and I try to understand why they put things here and there. I try to understand all the things that is kind of not on the surface, but when I start looking more precisely, more closely, I start finding them. So this way I can learn the composition, how to put things in to do it, okay? Because this big issue here. Then technically it's not bad. You have these colors, you have lights, but I see that you have some not good diffusers. Either softbox or diffuser. Do we have a lighting setup? No, we don't have lighting setup, unfortunately, so I can't help you. But we have this shoe. I can tell you that there is a tutorial somewhere. Well, this is one of them. I don't know what kind of product did you buy, what you have. This is another one close to you. Look at this. Similar thing, right? Similar shoes. They're glossy. And I remember how hard it was to get these reflections. And light source with glossy product is super important. It should be nice and clean. It should be no wrinkles if you use diffuser. If it's a softbox, it should be, well, highlight nicely. Well, I don't see. Well, you can see actually this is the out of the camera look, right? At least somewhere on the video. It's actually a very short tutorial, and it's free one, guys. Yeah, it's free. It's free tutorial, so I can show you. Well, let me do this. So it will help you. Okay, let's go to the next one. Did you like? Let me like it. Next one, Betsy. Hello, Betsy. I know that you're here. Any post-production? But you did a little bit post-production. Let's go through your images. Okay. Did it really work? Actually, it did work, but you know why I was like looking at this? It's supposed to be like a black, really dark screen. I mean, almost no light through it. Well, no light through it except the holes. So it's a goba, right? And you did it through diffuser because there is lights coming from it. It was unusual, but the result is actually good. So no problem with that. No problem. We have nice light beams, and you did clean it a little bit. You did clean here, right? So let's see. Yeah, not much there, so we can talk about this image directly. It's good. Eventually I see oval. It's beautiful. Thank you so much, Betsy. I see the oval, not a straight line on this cylinder. Thank you. The bottom that you used, it's sort of okay, especially after you clean it. But there is kind of misalignment in terms of the composition. Colors of your subject, it's white, it's blue, and colors of your background, it's just gray and black, right? And because of this, if you have something really white and bright on dark background, it looks so kind of a little bit lonely. It's hard for me to express that feeling, but it's really feeling inside. There is something that is either missing here, or this jar doesn't belong here. Either like that, or we need some props that will add some, bright stuff there. Or maybe the table should be brighter, not black. Imagine, for example, that it would be a glass table. Glass, piece of glass, thick glass. Hard to get, but anyway, thick glass. Ideally bluish a little bit. It would be amazing. It will be like, wow. It will be no problem with this white cap. So, but right now it's like, this is just a little bit too white on these black things. Even though you have a nice gradient, I don't say that it's overexposed. It looks nice. It's pure white where it's supposed to be. The cap looks great. Okay, just need some more things to make it work, or different, you know, different background and different tabletop. Okay, but it's saying want more light shown through the blue part of the jar. Well, more light, it's a good idea actually. You need to have light behind, because you understand, right? Through, it's not reflected, so the light should be behind subject for sure, on the side. Spotlight probably won't work here because it's all smooth surface. If it would be some facets, you know, some edges, spotlight may work good. But this one, I wouldn't recommend spotlight. I would recommend, well, definitely more light. Yeah, you use spotlight. This is why I don't see any gradient. I see only gradient where it's matte. The cap is, at least it's kind of, or at least shiny, as the way that kind of it created nice gradient with a spotlight on the side. For the jar, for that glass, plastic, glossy plastic, you really need to have nice diffuser, light behind it, you know, strip box, and then leak it on one side, so it will be a beautiful gradient with really bright edge here. Not super bright, I mean, but probably it will look very nice, that part of the thick glass, plastic, whatever, it may be really nice and shiny under that light. So definitely you need to get at least one diffuser, one large diffuser, and one strip box to have in studio and to use it. It's required for this type of stuff. Glossy, cylindrical, immediately. Diffuser and strip box beside it. And then you play with it and do whatever you want. Okay? Because it's a good shot, you know, it's nice and clean, but all this thing is not, it's not finalized. It's a, yeah, black surface, yeah, black surface. It should be darker, of course, because of the, you know, of the brief. It should be darker, otherwise you won't see this light beams. But maybe you need to use blue, for example, blue gel on the light beams, a little bit brighter, and then boom, it will make look better already, because it will be blue, something blue with white. You can always mix, you know, some of the holes has blue gel of them, some of them not, so it will be mixed light, and it may look better. Okay, so good, but could be better. Thank you, Betsy. Next one, so we're getting closer. Oh man. So Brian, good work skipping Rafael, because challenges first. Photigy challenge. Rafael, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. You're only the one who did multiple colors on that beams, and it's super cool, really. I mean, the biggest question for me here is the crop. You have too much on the bottom and too little on top for that type of crop. No, really, I mean, what is going on here? Why you did this? Why you didn't do like that? Like that, maybe. It's just so obvious for me. No, really. So, this crop. Then it's interesting that you use for the tabletop this mix. The good that you already have yellow there, so yellow is fine. It's a little bit unusual, but it's fine. I even would try to match this color and that color, you know, this color yellow and this. It's almost matching, but I think this could be a little bit brighter. Maybe not, actually, white brighter. Okay, anyway, it's good. Bottle looks good. We have ovals eventually. Not much, but sort of. At least the top one is good, because the bottom one we have limitations. By the way, guys, I would suggest to shoot things like this on wide angle lens, like 45 millimeters, even like 35, may look cool. That close, of course, the correct perspective distortions, but it may look really cool. Okay, I see. But the crop, okay, client asked, not a problem. Actually, crop is the simplest thing. We usually shoot, you know, more loose, so yeah. Okay, I understand. If you see this, I mean, if you see that it's a little bit, you know, not usual crop, that's good. I need to make sure that you see it yourself. You didn't get gradients on the bottle. You know, it's unusual. I mean, like I would be saying, hey, where is your gradients? Even though you have strip box and stuff, but you see why? They basically were working as the edge lighting. Why? Because you have too big distance between them. So with this big opening, plus they're really behind. To get the the gradient on that side, you really need to cover this area which is completely open here. There is nothing. You decided to do this. It looks good, but if I would be you, I would try to do at least on one side, not both. One side, I would have this diffuser closer to the camera. Basically, it should cover area from the little bit from behind your subject, little bit, and all the way to the camera. Ideally, that big. And then you create a gradient, and it will create a really bright edge, like you already have on the can, but it will be a gradient coming towards the center of the can. It will look better. I understand that you may not have enough. No, you do have, because all these things that you have behind, I think it just it doesn't work. I mean, it doesn't do anything. At least 1/3 of your diffuser that you have behind the subject, it doesn't have light behind of it. It's because light somewhere in the middle. The softbox is somewhere here. I can see it. At least look like. And so it's you're wasting your diffuser. I would move it more towards the camera, and maybe do a little bit like that. At least on one side. Okay. Yeah, you have, yeah. And on top. Oh, actually I was wrong. Okay, I was wrong. It's here. Okay. Too much behind, probably. What if you would move it towards the camera a little bit more? What would happen? You know, to make it work like this, you can always get a little bit closer to your subject and move diffuser. So the reflection, if for example, if you really need to have your light really that behind, it's okay. But what you do, you move and you move like this. So the look from the lens, it will be the same positioning of your light, but the diffuser will be closer to the camera. You see what I'm saying? It's like when you draw the line. Well, I hope you see what I'm saying. When you get closer, you can move a little bit forward without compromising what you have on back. Other than this, it's beautiful. Thank you. Great work. Thank you, Rafael. Okay, Anton, I'm not sure if it's Photigy challenge or not. It's kind of close to Photigy challenge, so let's talk about it, because I need to cover challenges for sure. Again, guys, if I don't have enough time for the rest, well, I'll see what to do. But for now, we need to talk about challenge. It's my duty. Okay, no lighting setup. Okay, so I assume this is just a bad crop of some, I don't know, screen share or whatever. What is going on with those white lines? Interesting look from behind. You know, you put so it's not a brief, it's not the way that I asked, but you did it your way. Okay. Yelena image, I think I'll talk. Yeah, let's finish challenge, guys, and I'll do my best to cover the rest. I'm here for you, so I'll be talking. Yeah. Okay, in short, we have some beautiful stuff inside. Maybe not, I mean, put this a little bit different, so there is like, you know, talking about this eyes, but it's okay. We have the glowing light and we have all this. We have beautiful edge lighting. The only thing that we're missing here, Anton, is the gradient, that nice gradient on either side. Usually it looks good. Okay, it shows us the shape and everything. You didn't do it. I don't see how you didn't do it and why. Probably you just didn't want to put it that way. It's okay, but I assure you that it will look better if you would have that gradient. Okay. The light that you hit in those glasses, the bottoms, it's good. This is a little bit maybe too bright. I would play with light to minimize this white, pure white reflection. It's a little bit too much because the beauty of this is our ice, rocks, and the liquid, and we better minimize all the white reflection and refraction. A little bit is okay, but this a little bit too much. Okay. Yeah, I'm not big fan of this lines, the white lines as well. Here it's actually would be cool to piece of wood, you know, some really with texture, piece of wood, and boom, it's standing. We have some image like this on the wood. I found somewhere wood, and we have on ProCloud. You probably have seen it. If not, you can take it a look. Okay, thank you. And Thomas and Elena, where is Elena? So, and this one, this is challenge 2. Okay, so thank you, Michelle. Yeah, I kind of missed it for some reason. Elena. So, we got this. Lena, you need to supply your lighting setup, really. For me, it's super hard to tell you what to change, where to move things if I don't see how it was shot. Okay. Coming to the brief, this is not light beams, so it's just a spot on the edge, and it's super bad quality spot. I'm not sure what is going on here. Is it like, I don't know, pixelation or no, not pixelation. Maybe your background is kind of a little bit glossy, or because it looks a little bit strange. So to make it nicer, I think it should be somewhere like here, somewhere like this, you know, sort of, not like that, you know. That's one thing. Even it's not light beams. Light beams could be done differently. You've seen how it was done. Another big issue is the whole composition. You have too much bright area. Talking about this and a little bit of that. It's just too much of white going on. It's white, too much. We need to make sure that this is our hero, okay, and nothing else really will draw our attention away from it. You should see it yourself. This is too much. It's an angle of that light. This light probably hits the table, bounces from it in the camera, and casts all this reflection. Not good. The table could be okay. Table is fine. But because of the angles, you either need to change your camera angle or light angle or both. So it's not catching any reflection. It could be cool actually to see this type of stuff. Black areas and something bright in between. It may be cool. But the table should be not as bright as the subject. And here it's actually brighter than subject. So who's who? What you shooting? Okay. Then the subject itself. Of course, this looks good because it's matte. This, it's sort of okay. We get in some nice reflections, but again, too many glossy things going on. I didn't see how you shoot it. I would love to see, instead of just edge light here, I would love to see some little bit of diffuse light, you know, our gradient that I keep talking about. If you want to have edge light, it should be thinner, okay, smaller, thinner on the edge. This is a little bit too thick. You have overexposed their stuff, so this should be cleaned. Overall, it's good start, Lena. Show me next time what kind of equipment do you use. If it's professional, I will tell you that this is kind of bad. If it, for example, just very do-it-yourself with few speedlights, I will tell you, well, this is good, because based on what you have in your possession, the result could be quite different. Okay, and sometimes you just need to get better equipment. So good. Thank you for taking the challenge. Light and stop next time. And really, I kind of missed a lot, right? Yes. Okay, so one more challenge is this one. Parag. We have this. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Okay, understood, yes. Thank you for supplying this. This type of diagrams are really great for people who want to learn this. And our final result. So, okay, crop is okay. We have this. And Parag, yeah. You've done a good job. It's nice on the background, even though I kind of prefer a little bit more from one light source, you know, like almost like a sun. Well, actually, sun goes like this. That's not sun. It's not. I mean, this is more like sun, but it's fine. Like it's okay. I like the background, a little bit of texture, not a problem. Your subject is good. We have gradients. We have something to, you know, to improve there. This side, this part, but in general, it's fine. The most destructive thing is this. Again, I don't know why, but I don't like it. Yeah, there is a brown and brown. I don't know. For me, it's just too much texture. It's too, how you call it? Too rough, sort of. It just... The subject by itself, it's glossy. It's more like, you know, a little bit more, maybe not right word, but like a tender, you know, like... And then like, boom. It's a little bit too much, on my opinion. One of the things that you could do, you know, to kind of minimize the effect of this, you can make the thing, actually you can do it in Photoshop, darker. Make this less highlighted, make it way darker. Do some, you know, center, like, do like almost like if it would be some light, you know, spotlight that kind of hits it, highlighting this, and then the rest it will be really dark. So highlighting basically spot under the subject, and the rest comes into darkness. This way, I think it will look way better. Okay, it's just too plain, just a big piece of food sits in the middle of the frame, almost. Okay, so this is the main thing here, because the subject is done well. Yeah, you can work more on gradients. Yeah, I would probably make this edge, the dark one is thinner. You know how to do this? You move your diffuser back there to minimize it. We can have some edge like this, for example, like on this side, but just thinner. Okay. Then, well, you have beautiful gradient here. That's okay. What I would do, I would slightly rotate it. Slightly like this. So this will go a little bit more diagonal. A little bit. May look cool. The ultra and everything we'll go slightly towards the center because we have room here and we almost have no room here. And the brand is, everything is there. So slight rotation may work well. And I don't like, you know, this parallel stuff in general, so somewhere like that would be better. Okay. Yeah, other than this, good work, thank you. Okay, moving forward. Yeah, actually this is, I mean, Brian, I was almost trying to skip it. It's good work, really good. It's all cool. Same thing here, you can do, you can use cone for stuff, but you did it really well, so it's nice. Well, I need to talk about this a little bit more, but let's finish our, yeah, the last one. So 2 more, it's okay, I'll be good. From Thomas, this is the challenge, higher priority. Okay, so Thomas, it looks like you did this crop again because I asked you to do so. Okay, next time I'll be more careful, but I mean, you need to cut out the bottom a little bit more. Okay, so what do we have here? What we do not have here. We do not have strip boxes, and it's a little bit hard to shoot without strip boxes. Thomas, if you get stuff like this and want to create a gradient, cover half of your softbox with the cardboard, black, there, which one, anyway. Cover it, this one, so it will be almost like a strip box. In this case, it will be a gradient, but this is hard to believe that you got a gradient. It will be just so almost invisible. I mean, it will be no contrast gradient. Yes, I understand it will be brighter on one side, but this side it still get too much light. Cut it. You can cover even more, like 2/3 cover of this softbox. Just get piece of cardboard, cover it, boom, and you will have it done. Really, same here. You can cover it and have job done because you have good result. This is final, okay? It's a good. You kind of get in. It's not a gradient. I don't see gradient except on the cap because it's non-glossy, right? But you are getting there. Just think what you can do with your strip boxes. I mean, strip boxes in this case. Same thing here, guys. It's a shot straight, not good. I want to see ovals. Get wider lens or whatever. It will look better. You can actually even shoot from top. Who told you that you shoot from the bottom? You can shoot slightly from top, as we had previous image somewhere a few images ago. You can show the table, and you'll be good. Same thing with the propping of this table. It doesn't belong to the shot. This brown, sort of like a wood or plastic or whatever, I don't see. I don't see what it's doing here. I mean, there is no such color. It's blue, white, black, a little bit of red. This brown doesn't belong. By the color and even the texture, I don't think we need texture there. Okay. And the light beam is sort of okay. Okay. Yeah, a little bit maybe more of, you know, split those beams ideally, but in general. And interesting why you make it darker. This could be better in terms of background, really. So final image. You shouldn't kill this. I understand you're trying to make it, you know, this pop up more, but it has really bright areas. If you crop it a little bit like that, so a little bit more room, it will be fine. This little bit bluish will work good on the background. Okay, cool, guys. We're almost done. Whew. The last one probably, right, that I didn't talk about is this jewelry. But this is a good one. This is a good one. Everything is done right from what I see. Spotlights on the large diffusers, even though you didn't use them, you kind of made a small version of them. It's fine if it worked for you. I really love how you have this, you know, the edges and everything being dark. It's super cool. It's nice. So good work. I don't think that I would kind of suggest to do much different here. This is not out of the camera. I understand that it was some cleaning things. Ideally, I would love to see out of the camera. Guys, post it. It's fine. We all photographers here. You don't need to hide your mistakes. On the shooting range. Post what you have straight out of the camera as well. It gives more, because sometimes maybe I can suggest you something that it's easy to fix in the camera than in Photoshop. I understand that you can do a lot in Photoshop, but if you would see the camera, maybe you can do even faster. Okay, so we are good. Did I cover everything? Guys, thank you so much. That's amazing. Amazing results. We need to do challenge again, definitely. I'll send you, well, I finished it today. I'll send today next challenge for the week, because if you'll do once a month, for example, it will be just too many things for me to talk. It will be huge, and I want to, give you good time for everyone. So if you have any questions, please shoot now on the chat. Okay. Again, for those of you who are looking to the way of shooting jewelry, where is it? With a very minimum equipment, check out this course. Imagine all these images. No softbox, 2 speed lights, sometimes you use only one. No even tripod. I was hand holding the camera. Just do it yourself, little cone. And it's all possible to shoot like this. This is more like a for weddings. I was actually propping it as for weddings, but you can do, instead of wedding propping, completely different. Check out this course. The code is, you've seen it, right? The code is back to school. Back to school. Time to back to school. Okay, 50% off if you're interested. Now, questions. What should I do if you have questions for you between sessions? You mean between Thursday? Betsy, you're talking about Thursday sessions? You post them on a comments area. I think I kind of missed a few things on last week, but in general I can answer. It will be just a written answer under the course. The course that you're taking, there is a comment posted. I supposed to answer it like within a day or two. If it's longer, it's not good, but I think we get some longer. Okay. Thank you, Thomas. I see. Yeah, Betsy, post it on the comment. Under each course, under each lesson, on the course, whatever you're taking, there's a comment area. Ask, I'll try to do my best to answer. Okay? And the good thing, it's like for everyone will see your question and my answer, so it should be good. Okay? So, are we good? I hope you're good, guys. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Certification page, premium member page, yeah. It's the best under the video that you have question about. Like every video lesson has this commentary, right? Pick anyone, that is close to your question and post it there. Okay? Okay. Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much. Wait for email with new challenge, and I wish you good rest of your week, good weekend. Eventually, it's almost spring here in California, so we're good. Alrighty. Bye, everyone, and thank you for doing such a good job. Really good job. I know what I'm talking about. Bye, guys.